So, welcome to Dr. Neet Munshi ji. Your group named Three Devi.
Nine. Yeah.
Three Devi, yes. That you remember was the most challenging and very high pressure in the 3 years of your time.
COVID.
Okay.
COVID time was one of the most challenging. Even at midnight, I've got calls. People say, "Oh, we saw you online, so we called."
What thalassemia is?
I am the president of Thalassemia Society Pune chapter, and we have more than 350 children registered under us. We encourage people not to have thalassemia literature. Heart function is compromised, liver function is compromised. The child will need blood transfusions for life.
Welcome to Decoded by Neil. Today we have the most fierce doctor that I've ever seen. Welcome Dr. Neet Munshi ji. And she's done a great job, and that's how we'll explore on how she decoded her success in the life. And she's still decoding, by the way. The journey has not stopped. And while talking to her, we discovered many aspects of her life which just made me sure कि ये भी हो सकता है, ये भी किया है, ये भी किया जा सकता है. So welcome to Dr. Neet Munshi ji. And
Thank you.
Let's start on a lighter note. Tell us about how you came into this journey of being a doctor and having a 12 hours ka vanvas.
Well, thank you, Neil. It's indeed a pleasure to talk to you. It's somehow been a passion for me. I don't know, it's somewhere genetic. Somewhere it was in my blood that I wanted to be a doctor, in the genes to be a doctor. I think it was my mother's dream to be a doctor, which she couldn't achieve, and maybe that was carried forward. So ever since I understood myself, or I think even when I was 5 or 6 or 7, if anybody asked me what do you want to be, I would say I want to be a doctor. I had no plan B.
Oh.
I had no plan B. It was only doctor, and I don't know why. There's no medical person in my family.
Okay.
There's no doctor in my mom or dad's side.
Very interesting.
But this was just me, that it just happened, and I think it was just there.
Oh, so
And even in my into science, people usually have engineering or doctor. In our time, there was no other
correct. No other field.
Absolutely. That we had options of, but people would think, and I didn't think, if I didn't get into medicine, what would I do? Oh, tiny.
How was your life when you grew up? How was your family life? Tell us about that.
Very smooth, I would say. I was born and brought up in Calcutta, Kolkata now, till 6th standard.
Right.
And my father was a professor at the Marine Engineering College. So we lived on the campus of DMET. And we lived in a campus, so we had a lot of children. We interacted with children of different communities, played games. We had no TV in those days. We had nothing. So it was just Chor Police, Lagori, Dabai Spice, those kind
Marbles.
of games. Badminton, which I love. So all those games. So we would play games, and it was very good, very smooth, very supportive. My parents were they insisted a lot on good education. That was the forte at home, that just do well and study well. And so it was very interesting. And then 6th standard onwards, 7th standard, we moved to Mumbai because my father got transferred.
Right.
And since then I was in Mumbai till I finished my education, got married.
So I think it comes from a environment as well as family beliefs that education is still the most important thing that you have to do.
Yes. So those were the principles that we were taught as young children, that education is very important in life. Money will come and go, but your education is what will carry you through life. And my father was a very, I would say, principled, honest person. And that's what has been ingrained into us since childhood.
Well, talking about your father being a teacher in school and college.
Marine Engineering College. Yes. And my mother was also a school teacher before marriage, so she was also part teaching.
So is that the point where it came very strict on you? Yeah, that your growing up was strict in nature. So that
Not at all strict. not at all strict.
Wow.
My parents were not at all strict. We had no defined rules at home. Me and I have 3 brothers.
Okay.
Maybe for the youngest 2 twins, there were some rules later on. But for me, no rules at all.
Wow.
Mainly because I think I was, frankly, a very responsible child. And I did focus even from childhood on my studies. I'll give you an example. You know, when we were not a very rich family, middle class, government, central government person my daddy was. And I would really, because my grandparents lived with us, my aunt was with us. So I don't know where, but I just thought that maybe my mother once asked me that, could you ask one of your senior girls to see if you can buy her books secondhand? And I immediately caught on, and then onwards, I used to always ask one girl senior to me, can I buy a book secondhand? And I would do that for my younger brother also. Without me being told, I would ask one person senior, one class senior to him, saying, can we buy a book secondhand, and things like that. So with that kind of upbringing and mindset, there were no rules for me at home. Honestly, my parents were very liberal with me throughout.
I thought because you were so responsible, they did not even say that you wanted some strict rules in the house, right? I think that is...
There was no rules. For me, at least, I know there were no rules.
That's
And I never gave them an opportunity to complain. Put it that way.
Wow.
So it was both ways. But yes, my parents were very liberal and very easygoing.
Any moment in time in your school life or your college life that inspired, at that point of time it was such कि अभी डॉक्टर बनना ही है, and I know you had a thought.
बचपन से था ना कि डॉक्टर बनना ही है, तो there was no wavering.
अच्छा.
It was steadfast and it was just one vision. So
Mumbai also did not change.
Nothing changed. It was just one, I'm telling you, it was one focus,
Right.
one vision. And I just worked towards it.
You also shifted your city, right? From eastern part of India to western. It's a complete different
Very.
Culture, nature, everything is different.
Yes. Yeah.
So talk to me about that, on how was life after Kolkata?
See, in Kolkata, we spoke Bengali. I can still read Bengali.
Wow.
We had a lot of Bengali friends. So their culture, their like Saraswati Puja, Durga Puja was very important.
Right.
So that's what we learnt.
Right.
And their food, their traditions, the culture. So we imbibed that as children. Moving to Mumbai, it was a cosmopolitan, completely cosmopolitan atmosphere where we lived. Again, we were living in a housing complex where a lot of central government employees lived. And there it was a mix. In Kolkata, it was only DMET.
Bengal.
DMET.
Achha, DMT.
Only the DMET staff. In Mumbai, when we shifted, it was central government quarters.
Okay.
So there we would have people from income tax, from appellate tribunal, from various central government fields and customs, everything possible in central government. So we had a mix of people, mix of cultures. Very interesting, very easy to mix with people. And I think that was part of the reason why we have a broad outlook to life, because we've met people with different cultures and we celebrated every festival. We celebrated every cultural festival, every traditional festival. Everything was celebrated as a group,
Right.
as everybody being involved.
So there's no,
So I didn't
religious-
really feel a difference in culture or difficulty in adapting to the new change in cultural styles or whatever.
Oh, wow.
It was easy. Just that Marathi, Bengali to Marathi. That was the only thing that we had to do. But when you're in school, it becomes easy to grasp and learn, and it wasn't difficult.
There is a saying in Marathi for Mumbai, the literal translation is Mumbai's every person is tied up with his wristwatch. It's not the other way around.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's true. That's true. Not in school so much. The school you have your time. You go to school, you come back from school.
Right.
But the moment you step out, you go to college, and thereafter, yes, it's Mumbai, New York. You take any big city and they're the same.
Fast paced.
You're looking at your watch and, oh my God, I have to catch the bus, I have to catch the train, I have to run to work, I have to do this. Everything is time based.
I think like every second counts in Mumbai. I think every second counts in doctor's life too. Right?
Yes, it does.
So,
But there's a difference because in a doctor's life, you're working for your
patients, of course.
patients. Yes.
Talk to me on what happened when you came to Mumbai and which college you went and what all journeys you have had post that.
So school finishing, I was in a Parsi school and then I went to Jai Hind College for 2 years.
Wow.
In my time, we didn't have 10 plus 2, we had 11 plus 4.
Ach.
So 11th was SSC, then 2 years in Jai Hind College. And thereafter, I went to GS Medical College in KEM Hospital, where I did both my MBBS as well as my MD. And Jai Hind, 2 years in Jai Hind was, I think, a wonderful period of my life.
Food must be great.
Because food, I had no time for food. Honestly, no time for food. I was one of those students who attended every lecture.
Ach.
So even if, I was obviously science stream. First year we had physics, chemistry, bio, maths, and then we dropped maths, so it was physics, chemistry, biology, and into science. I would attend every lecture. Even if out of 140, if there were 10 students attending, I would be one of the 10.
Still the one
10.
studious one.
But I also took part in basketball, badminton, table tennis, representing college
Wow.
for intercollegiate, Gujarati drama, Hindi drama, and dance.
So now,
And all these people would be art students. I would be the only science student. So I would attend my lecture, run down in between. 5 o'clock we finish college, run to YMCA to practice basketball, play badminton in the college, table tennis in the college, represent college in various intercollegiate tournaments. After basketball, run to Agarwal classes to attend classes for physics, maths, go home, study till late night.
and now did you land up in Pune now?
That's a long story. We were, okay, medical college, finished my MBBS, MD, got married during my internship.
Right.
Um,
Arranged marriage?
Arranged marriage, although my husband is also from GS Medical College in KEM Hospital. He is a radiologist, but it's an arranged marriage and 4 years senior to me. So after my MD, we went abroad. We got married in internship. I had my first daughter during my first house post, and then we moved abroad for 10 years.
Wow.
So during that period when we were planning to come back, we were looking at different cities and somebody suggested, why not Pune? Because it's close to Mumbai, it's got a cosmopolitan atmosphere, very good educational facilities. So we looked at it and we thought, yes, it's a brilliant idea. And we started looking at places. We didn't think of jobs.
Okay.
We didn't think of practice. We only looked at houses. And we found a lovely place to stay. So it's okay, we're buying this place. Bought it, moved. And then, of course, education, the girls, my daughter's schooling was the first priority.
Yeah.
And then we started looking at options to work.
Wow. Everyone looks the other way. You look the other way around.
Yes.
Oh, where were you?
And God has been kind.
Absolutely. If you give back, I think then you get back as well
I think if you're positive in life, the universe is there to help you
in each part of life.
in every sphere of life.
Super.
You have to be positive and just think what you want and do it in a very honest way, and the universe is there to help you. Believe me. At least I believe in that a lot. And God has been very kind at every stage. So yes, when we moved here, my husband got a job immediately. He started with Medinova Diagnostic Center. I took a break for 1 year because my daughter was very young. And then I started a part-time job because my daughter was going half-day school. And just when she was starting full day, I get an offer for a full-time job at Laxan Vadrani Hospital as head of pathology. So that's why I say God has been very kind.
Where were you in those 10 years? You said you were abroad.
We were in the Gulf. We were in Saudi Arabia. And there also we were very fortunate.
Okay.
We worked with MODA, that is Ministry of Defense and Aviation, where they only take doctors at consultant level from the West. They want British, US, Canadian qualified doctors for consultant position.
Right.
From India, they take people for specialist position.
Okay.
My husband got a chance to do a locum, and that medical director was very happy with him, so gave him a job. Will you be a consultant? You'll have to go to London for getting recruited. And he said, why not? And then 3 months later, I got a job. They said, okay, we'll give you a job. So we were, again, fortunate that we were the only two consultants in Saudi Arabia
Who are from India.
who are Indian qualified working as consultants.
That's a great thing. to
It
have.
was an out of normal situation. So very lucky. We really enjoyed those 10 years because MODA, Ministry of Defense, is privileged in Saudi, very privileged.
Right.
They have the best of hospitals, best of equipments, very good working conditions. So, but then we called it a day because we said we wanted the girls to grow up in India and to have the education in India. So we decided, when friends thought we will never go back, we took a decision and said, no, we're going back. When my daughter was in 5th standard, we said, we'll come back, the elder one.
And during the college and these 10 years abroad, any specific person that you remember was driving force for your life till now? Of course, your husband is one of them, definitely.
Yes,
But
yes.
apart from him, who was the other 2-3 maybe people that you remember that was in ye hua isliye the luck has been at my side?
The first person who drove my husband to go, he went earlier,
Achha.
1.5 years earlier, but I was still doing my MD. And that was again somebody who was to go and didn't have a passport, so told my husband, will you go? But I wouldn't call him an idol, but he was the one who
Right.
told him, give it a try, and my in-laws were very supportive. And when nobody went to Saudi in those days, my father-in-law was like, give it
Why
a
not?
try, why not? And so I think their support was very important to take this decision. And I was like, fine. He asked me, say, what do you think? And I was like, give it a try, no harm. And I was still doing MD, so I was going to go after 1.5 years. He went alone, and he was alone for 1.5 years. But that was one person and one situation where it just worked out well with the support of my in-laws, my parents, and my husband. So I think that was the main thing. And then this medical director, there was one medical director over there who helped get the job, another medical director who gave us another job which was better than the first.
Okay.
So these were our people who changed our lives, honestly.
Wow. And so now let's go back to a bit of college life, right?
Okay.
Because I'm interested now, how did you get your specialization? And what, in what context you got that? Because most of the people do a very normal route. You went a very different route. So let's talk about that.
Very interesting. Well, honestly, even I wanted pediatrics.
Okay.
But it was my husband again. We were engaged.
Okay.
And when we were engaged for 4 years, and in those days it was a rare thing. But yes, the condition was that I would finish MBBS, he would finish MD, and then we would get married. So my husband took radiology, and he said we have to have a work-life balance at home. So if he is home by 6 or 7 in the evening,
Right.
he said it's not nice if you go out in the middle of the night, with the kids.
Right.
With kids at home, thinking ahead. So he thinks ahead. I think very superficially. So he was like, do pathology. And he has an aunt who's a very famous pathologist in Bombay. So he had seen her. And he said pathology is very good because also pathology, radiology are diagnostics. So even if we had to start something together, it would be very good.
Correct.
So with his vision, he was like, no, you must do pathology. So he was very keen that I do pathology well. And second MBBS, he was very keen that I get distinction so that my postgraduate seat, so that was his foresight, is
Oh.
fixed. So I got a distinction in pathology, but then he was like, okay, you still want pediatrics? You put pathology first choice, second choice pediatrics, third choice, whatever you want. Because we had to put 3 choices.
Right.
So I said, okay, I put pathology. And then I put, because we knew that I would get pathology. And that's how I ended up in pathology. But honestly, I'm very happy that I did what I did, because my whole life, what I see and I reflect back, I think that was one of the best decisions that happened. I've seen my colleagues who are pediatricians, for example,
Right.
and they say that when they were on call and they had kids at home, they got a call at midnight. They would put the kids who were sleeping, put them in the back seat of the car, drive, take the call, come back, tell the nurse, please keep an eye on my children whilst I go and see the patient, come back home. I mean, it's tough.
Very
It's
tough.
not easy, not at all easy. And they said this is what our life has been. And compared to that, I feel I'm blessed. So I'm really happy that I did pathology for whatever reason. But yeah,
Yeah, you got a good husband. I must
definitely
commit.
very good husband and very supportive husband. So I can definitely say that.
Wow. So again, compared to the West Bengal, to Mumbai, to Gulf, to Pune, these years you've seen almost every part of the healthcare industry.
I have, yes.
So what have been the crucial changes that you've seen was, this really changed and this still needs to be changed. So what are those moments that you've seen till now?
Changes in healthcare is one, that healthcare equipment, for example.
Right.
There's a total change in equipment over the years.
Right.
Like in the Gulf, I'll tell you, they have a lot of money.
Right.
And they would say, every year they would say, buy what you want, the best in the market.
Oh.
So even in the 80s, I was there in the 80s and early 90s. And that time, I'm sure you were not born then. But at that time, we had the best of equipment.
Right.
So I got an opportunity to work on the best of equipment. KEM, of course, being a municipal hospital, we used to do a lot of manual work, but that was our basis, and we got the best. In KEM Hospital and GS Medical College, I'm very proud to say that we got one of the best educations we could get anywhere in the world. And that is why when I worked with people qualified in US and UK, I could brush shoulders with them and not feel any complex. I could stand shoulder to shoulder with them and work with them, and they would respect me for my knowledge. And that I owe completely to my alma mater.
Super.
So that is the education we get in India. People don't realize the kind of education we actually are getting.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense.
A lot of sense. And then working in Saudi, the best of equipments, which I had got exposure to. So when I came back and came to Pune, again, very lucky and fortunate with my CEOs and medical directors, first at Inlax and Budrani and then at Ruby Hall. These are the two main hospitals I worked on in Pune. And both the places, they were very supportive. Whatever I asked for, I would get. And that's how I could upgrade the laboratory to the best in the industry, get the best of equipment. And that's how it was. So
Never felt a self-doubt कि यार ये नहीं होगा या नहीं हो रहा है. Never.
Never.
Still blessed over there.
Still blessed. Yes, I would say blessed. And I would contribute it a lot to my attitude.
Right.
I'm a very malleable, even like you say, moving from Mumbai to Saudi to Pune.
It's
Never
huge difference.
once did I bat an eyelid. If my husband said we have to go, I would say fine. I would never resist or think कि मेरे career का क्या होगा. That's what I tell young girls today. A lot of them say, "Arey, my husband's got a posting in England, but I don't know मेरा क्या होगा."
Oh.
I have to think about my career.
Correct.
And I say I never batted an eyelid. I just said, fine, let's go along. Life is an adventure.
Correct.
And unless you experience the adventure,
You never know
you
what-
never know what's in store for you. So
Absolutely.
you have to go with the flow and take it positively. And that's exactly what I've done. Never batted an eyelid. Jana hai, chalo. Jana hai, aana hai, chalo. I took a back seat. 1 year when I went to Saudi, I didn't work because I had not spent time with my daughter.
Correct.
I was studying. So I said, no, I want to spend time with her. Came back, took 1 year back seat because my younger daughter was very young. Never regretted it. Not once did I regret doing that in life.
It's a great.
And life, that's what for the younger generation to understand.
Absolutely.
That life unfolds.
You can't
You can't plan. You do plan sometimes, but go with the flow. And don't be very restrictive. मेरा career होता है, career बनता है. मैंने 1 साल, I took a back seat twice. But I achieved the best I could in the career.
Absolutely.
And I have no regrets whatsoever. I did. I could spend time with my children when they needed me. So I think that's very, very important, and that message should go out. That please go with the flow of life and be positive. Be positive.
So we were discussing about families. Let's talk about your group named Tri Devi. So,
Nine. Yeah.
Tri Devi, yes. So tell me about your family and the whole dynamics. Where are they? What are they doing?
So yes, my husband is a radiologist, and we both travel a lot. We love to travel, and he's a photographer. He's a doctor by profession, but his passion is photography. So he's in a big way into photography. And then I have two daughters. One is in the US and one is here. The one in the US is a chartered accountant, but now shifted from accounting to consulting to something I don't understand. Powered, as she says, they validate some software. KPMG she works for. And the one in Pune is a radiation oncologist at Ruby Hall. Yes, I'm very, very close to my two daughters, and they are my right hand and left hand. My husband is the pillar, and these two girls are my two arms. And we have a group called Teen Deviyan.
So Ruby de Manadi family. Ideally half at least.
Yes, half family Ruby Hall and my teen kids.
Wow, that's crazy. And you're again a lovely grandmom as well.
I have 4 grandchildren, 2 in the US, 2 here. So 3 boys and 1 girl out of the 4. So yes, I am very fond of my grandchildren, and I make it a point as far as possible to be there for their birthdays, no matter where they are. So all the plans are arranged around their birthdays. If I had to travel, it would be to make sure that I'm there for their birthdays. And for my first grandchild, which was 2016, I was obviously working full-time as the director of laboratories at Ruby Hall. I still went every 3 months to the US in the first year after he was born. Of course, I was there for his birth, and then every 3 months I would go on a Friday night, come back the next Sunday, 1 week, and people would say, jet lag nahi lagta hai? Maine kaha, bilkul nahi lagta hai.
Just because of that smile that you get from the grand.
I did that for him for the first year, so yes.
Wow. So it's time to wear your coat, and let's get to business and let's get to your professional side of it.
Sure.
So you've seen, you've managed a large team, you've done thousands of tests daily. What is the most human or emotional part you get out of those tests, and what have you done? Let's talk about that first.
Sure.
So any particular incident that you remember was the most challenging and very high pressure in the years of your time?
COVID.
Okay.
COVID time was one of the most challenging. I think we've all gone through a very important phase in our lives, which was a very difficult period. And yes, COVID was a high pressure time. So it was high pressure for the lab, for the patients, for the administration, and for the family. And see, from the patient's perspective, they wanted reports ASAP. They would not be happy to accept reports. And you won't believe it, I used to get calls. People got my number and I used to get calls anytime from 7 a.m. till midnight. Even at midnight, I've got calls. People say, oh, we saw you online, so we called. And I said, is this time to call me? And I said, can you send somebody for a visit in the morning? So it was very challenging. Secondly, patients, if they got a positive report in the initial days, they were not ready to accept it. Then gradually people started accepting. But initially, if it was a positive report, it was very hard, because then they would go to another lab and do the test. And there were times there was irregular shedding, there were technical reasons. So it could be that one was positive and one was negative, but they were not ready to accept it. They would get very aggressive, very hard to counsel patients. It was tough. We had to counsel patients all the time, manage them. Then there was screening in the hospital entrance levels. We had to close hospital entrance, managing the hospital, arranging for PPE for the staff, managing disinfectants, managing masks. So administratively, it was a very challenging time. And the staff, I have to give credit. The lab was at the center doing COVID testing, right? And it was so challenging that I must give credit. People worked within the COVID lab. I mean, they would tell me not to go because I was over 60 at that time. And they would say, madam, don't enter the lab. And I said, no, if you people are going, I'm going to be there. So for reporting, I would not go for testing, but for reporting, I would be there with them. And they would work like crazy because the workload was so high. And all staff, they would be producing results 24/7. I had my doctors, my God, at 12:31 at night, I would say, please go home. And they say, madam, aap so jaiye, hum karke jayenge. Why? Because we had line listings. We had 10 sites where results had to be uploaded that day. ICMR, NIV, government sites, PMC sites, 10 sites.
Shit.
Everywhere, all positive results had to be uploaded with all details. And I had these doctors in the lab who would just be there till 1:30 a.m. uploading results.
Wow.
And they would tell me to go to sleep and say, aap so jaiye, hum kar lenge. And of course, the family, it was a big challenge on the family because I was so busy. There were times when my husband would say, I would be talking to him and the phone would ring and I would start talking on the phone. So he said, he made it a joke and he said, मुझे पता नहीं चलता है whether she's talking to me or she's talking on the phone. Because she's talking to me and suddenly 10 seconds later she's talking on the phone and then suddenly she's talking to me. So I don't know how to react. So it was like that. So it was very challenging for everybody. So that was one of the most difficult times.
How did you manage the leadership role at that point of time? Because managing these many patients, plus getting calls of the patients, plus managing the team,
VIPs also.
and we of course VIPs. How did you manage the leadership role? I mean, what did you learn exceptionally well so that you could manage that team and everything, every scenario in that perspective?
Just to be cool, not to take pressure. You have to be, when the pressure comes, you have to learn to just be
Unburdened.
cool, not to take, because if I start taking pressure and get upset, I'll start shouting at people and that doesn't help.
Absolutely.
Everybody's under pressure. My technicians are under pressure, the doctors are under pressure, administration is under pressure. Everybody was under pressure. So I learned to keep cool, not to take pressure and not to give pressure to anybody. So if you are cool, you can handle everybody in the best possible way. So I think that is one important lesson that COVID taught us, to handle pressure in the best possible way. VIPs would call me and say, मेरे घर पे कल 35 लोगों का test करना है. One person has tested positive. So I have my staff, 35 people, family members of 4.
Right.
There are cooks, there are drivers, there are helpers. Everybody's test has to be done. I want it at 7. 7 a.m. and there would be 5 people who wanted that way. So management was very supportive. They allowed me to hire extra phlebotomists and boys to take swabs and transport boys and everything. Like at the drop of, I would just say, okay, I want 10 more boys. And they'd say, done, just do it. I got more equipment, I got more boys, I got everything to be done. And these people would work from 7 till 10 getting swabs from everywhere. But they would say, 35 लोग मेरे को रिपोर्ट कब मिलेगा? So I would say 1 बजे, 12 बजे से मेरे को फोन रिपोर्ट हो गया. So these are the kinds of things that you face whilst reporting, whilst talking to patients, while handling the work, whilst, and we had COVID wards, so patients would have other tests as well.
Absolutely.
So it was not easy, but yeah.
मतलब आपका वहाँ पे महाभारत चला था अंदर लिटरली, है ना? तो कौरव भी थे, पांडव भी थे, सब लोग थे.
बिल्कुल.
And you were Sati or Krishna.
Had to be. That is what it taught. That you have to be cool and lead everybody properly. Handle everybody. First handle everybody and then hold everyone together.
Shit.
So that
Very
is...
pressuring situation.
Yes.
I mean, apart from whatever you've been through life, COVID, I mean, that must have taught.
Yes. It has taught all of us a lot of lessons. Absolutely. And this was one of the important lessons.
Let's talk about one of the other diseases that you are, catering to, which is thalassemia. Right. So first of all, let's talk to the audience on what thalassemia is, because most of them don't know.
Correct.
They must have heard terms, but literally it does not make sense for everyone to know. Let's first
understand that. Yeah. Sure. Very good. Thank you so much for asking. This is a very important condition that we need to talk about today. Thalassemia. The word thalas comes from the Greek Mediterranean region because it was first originated in Cyprus. And emia is anemia. So this condition is associated with anemia. Now it's an inherited genetic disorder where if two parents, both the parents, the father and the mother, are carriers or traits, they have a chance, 25% chance of having a thalassemia major child.
Okay.
Now, thalassemia minors are asymptomatic. So anybody in the audience could be a carrier or a minor or a trait. Any one of these words can be used. They won't even know about it till they test for it. And the test is hemoglobin electrophoresis.
Right.
That is a specific test that needs to be done. HB electrophoresis.
But what happens during this?
If a thalassemia major child is born, from the age of about 6 to 8 months, the child becomes pale, doesn't take feed, so the parents take the child to the pediatrician. The pediatrician will look at the child and say, okay, we need to do some tests. The pediatrician probably knows because they've seen the child, and the way they see the child, they would suspect thalassemia major. The moment you do the test and the parents are told that they've got thalassemia, the child has thalassemia major, first they are in denial. हमने तो ये सुना ही नहीं है. We've never heard about this condition. What is it? Nobody told us about it. So denial. Then comes the hard part. The child will need blood transfusions for life.
Shit.
Initially every 4 weeks, and as the child grows, 3 weeks, and then twice, 2 weekly, bi-weekly, so twice a month. Blood transfusions for life.
Okay.
Now this is only one thing. Then with the blood transfusions, as contradictory as it sounds, you give blood. What is blood? Hemoglobin.
Right.
Heme plus globin. So heme is iron, the RBC part.
Correct.
And globin is the protein part.
Right.
So when you're giving, A, the child is anemic, so you give blood transfusion. And B, by giving blood transfusion, the iron collects in the body. There's an iron overload in the body.
Correct.
Now, there's only a limited capacity of iron that can be excreted out of the body. So this excess iron goes and settles in the liver, spleen, heart, kidneys, adrenals, pituitary, different organs. Now, as it settles, if they don't take medicines to reduce the iron overload,
right,
heart function is compromised, liver function is compromised, many functions are compromised. To reduce this iron overload, they need to take medicines which cost somewhere between 6,000 to 8,000 rupees a month.
Shit, that's costly.
It's a whole load of money. And especially in a country like ours, where resources are limited,
Right.
we have, I'll tell you, I'm the president of Thalassemia Society Pune chapter, and we have more than 350 children registered under us.
Right.
A majority of the parents are lower middle class or middle class. Few upper middle class also, not that they're all, but majority are. And where a father earns, say, 25,000 rupees a month, spending 6,000 to 8,000 rupees on just one medication
It's
for
a
the
hole.
child
It's a hole
is
in pocket.
a big hole in the pocket.
Right.
Now that is the second part. The third part is that as the child grows, obviously they need to go twice a week for transfusion. So that day is gone. Multiple pricks, first a prick to check the hemoglobin, then the prick for blood transfusions. For a 2, 3, 4-year-old child, can you imagine to sit with that intracath IV needle plastered to their hand for 4 hours for a transfusion, how difficult it is. That they go through, it's torture for the mother, for the father, and for the child. Now, as they grow, they start, as the blood falls, the hemoglobin falls, they start becoming breathless, so they can't take part in activities. So then they know it's time for transfusion, so they'll go. So when they fall out of activities, they become social outcasts
Right.
in their own class.
Correct.
So ultimately, and government has given blood transfusion free, but chelation, although free, not in all hospitals, it's only in the government hospitals. So it has a huge social, financial, psychological, because the psychological burden on the family.
Correct.
It also has a financial, a physical, because the child is getting multiple pricks. Invariably, the mother's crying, the parents are crying, the child is crying. So it's not easy. So with all this burden that impacts the family, we encourage people not to have thalassemia major children.
Right.
So the aim is to prevent the birth of a thalassemia major child. So what you asked rightly is that what happens?
Correct.
This is what happens. So the life of a thalassemia major child is very, very challenging. And we call them warriors. Today we call thalassemia major children warriors because in a way they're fighting a war against themselves, against the disease, against society. They're denied jobs. When they go out in society after education, they're denied jobs. They're not told they don't get a job because of thalassemia, but indirectly, because the employer will think, "Arey, they'll go twice a week for blood transfusions. We don't know what diseases usko hoga.
Correct.
Pata nahi kya hoga," so they don't get jobs. So there's a social impact to it.
Correct.
Also.
Correct.
So there is a lot of impact on these children. They don't get married easily.
Again, that may result into
So
another
social.
disease. Correct.
So no, they don't get married. So first of all, they don't get married. If they do, they know they may not have children. So all that put together, I think best is to prevent the birth of a thalassemia major child.
But then how do you detect whether a mother or a father are carriers of thalassemia?
So we do blood test. It's a simple blood test called HB electrophoresis, which has to be done. My advice would be that before marriage,
Right.
कुंडली मिलाते हैं ना, people go to astrologer and say हमारी country में अभी भी कुंडली मिलाते हैं. Of course, love marriage they don't do it, but arranged marriages we still believe in kundlis.
Correct.
I would say कुंडली मिलाओ, लेकिन उसके साथ thalassemia status भी मिलाओ.
So before
I don't
marriage,
say don't get married. No, the advice is not that if there are two thal minors, for example, love marriage. If a boy and a girl want to get married and they do the thal status and both are thal minors, I would not say don't get married. I'd say please, sure, go get married, but keep your eyes open. Now that you know you are both thal minors, we offer counseling, and we would say that when she becomes pregnant,
Right.
in the first trimester, immediately within 6 weeks, tell your gynecologist that we are both thal minors.
Oh.
Today we have tests available
Right.
where from the fluid,
Right.
yeah, the fluid of the mother when the baby is very tiny, we could do a test and find out whether the mother is carrying a thal major child. And further down, second trimester also, we do a placental biopsy. There are experts, we have fetal experts, fetal medicine experts, and they would do a biopsy from the placenta and tell whether there's a thal major child. And if that is the case, we would counsel them and tell them to abort. Because explaining to them the repercussions that they would have for life,
And the
it is
emotional
worth,
trauma throughout the life.
it is very bad. Yes, emotional also. So all these aspects which impact their life. It's better to abort at this stage, carry that hurt. Maybe
Right.
they have a hurt, they have guilt, they have grief, sadness,
aborting that
whatever,
child.
for aborting the child.
Right.
There would be.
Right.
Right? But it's worth that than suffer for the rest of their lives and make the child suffer.
Throughout.
With them, it's the child who is going to suffer. So better to test for thalassemia status. So, you know, I'll give you one or two examples.
Right.
We have a very, very highly educated couple in Pune who moved from Mumbai. And the girl knew that she was thal minor, but she forgot about it. And when she was pregnant, the doctor said, have you tested? She said, oh yeah, I am thal minor. Got the husband tested and found that the husband was thal minor. So got the test done and found that the child was thal major. So they had to abort.
Oh.
But that had a huge impact on them because there's guilt, there's depression, there's sadness, there's a lot of things that took a while for them to come out of. But luckily then they got over it. She became pregnant again and today she's got a healthy child.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So that is a reward. And the day she knew she aborted, next day or day after, she called me and said, Dr. Munshi, I want to come and help you. And I said, may I know why?
Right.
I mean, fine, welcome. I'm so happy that you volunteered. May I know why? And then she said that this is what happened.
Oh, wow.
Similarly, just last week, I met a parent who said they lost their 6-year-old child because of thalassemia major. And of course, to look after that child, they gave up the job. Both the parents gave up the job because they had to give everything
Time.
to the child.
Correct.
And they lost the child. So they were obviously in grief and depression and all. They do have a normal daughter now. Of course, they had a second child and they did all the tests and normal child, normal girl. And they're very happy because that girl helped them get over the grief.
Correct.
But they still carry that trauma.
Correct.
And now they have come back to us saying, we want to help you
Wow.
in whichever way possible because we've taken it as a mission to help for the cause of thalassemia. So my message to everybody is, please test for your thalassemia. You are normal.
Right.
On the face of it, right?
Correct.
Everybody is normal. Do the test and know your thalassemia carrier status because that is what will decide your future. So what happens is I give a lot of talks in colleges. I go to colleges and usually I talk to the final year students. I've given lots in Pune. I've also spoken in Baramati, in Ratnagiri. We do the test for them. We do it for free because we have help from a lot of our sponsors. MMF, Mrs. Ritu Chabri is helping us with MMF. Bajaj is helping us in a big way. Rotary is helping us. Family and welfare. So all these people have come together and कायनात आती है ना help करने को ऐसा हो गया है. So suddenly everybody is coming and helping us with testing, sponsoring the test. We're doing the test. But what we found is that you test them in college.
Right.
They know their status. I do counseling for all these students. But they're going to get married after 7, 8, 10 years maybe. Right? Maybe they'll forget about it. कहीं पढ़ा है भूल जाएंगे.
Correct.
So the right way to do it is test pregnant women.
Oh, stop.
We must test pregnant women.
Pregnant women.
Every pregnant woman in the first trimester. So again, God has been kind, and just yesterday morning I approached my colleague who is the president of Foxy All India, and I told her I want to meet you, and she said sure, and I said I want you to help me with thalassemia because I want the message that all gynecologists should test.
Superb.
She said, Aaj mera Zoom meeting hai, why don't you join me?
Oh.
And she had taken it up as a cause, and they've taken it up as a cause to take it as a project at all India level.
Superb. I mean, that aligns to the mission. Could you tell your mission also?
Yes. So the mission, the vision and mission that we have is care, cure, curb thalassemia. And our dream is Thalassemia Mukta Pune by 2030.
Right.
Thalassemia Mukta Maharashtra by 2035.
Right.
And Thalassemia Mukta Bharat by 2040.
Superb.
And all the thalassemia societies, NGOs across India are working in the same direction. I belong to Thalassemia Society Pune chapter. I'm the president. The society is formed by parents and patients.
Right.
I have seen these children over the last 25, 30 years grow in front of me. And now they're all involved. We have 8 couples. Some are married, thalassemia major to thalassemia major, and some girls are married to normal men. And I salute these people because I feel that they have the courage that despite knowing all the shortcomings, they have agreed to marry the girl. And I think they deserve a big salute.
Absolutely. They are also warriors in their life.
They are warriors in their life. Absolutely. They and their families.
And great kudos to whatever they are going through.
Absolutely. So I think today we are very happy that we have 8 couples, and there are more who want to get married and things like that. So I think it is very important that we all come together in this fight for Thalassemia Mukta Bharat.
Right. If anyone wants to join your mission, how do they join? What's the process of joining you in getting the message and the mission through?
So we have a lot of options.
Right.
We need blood transfusion for these children.
Right.
So we organize blood transfusion camps. People could approach us. The number is given, and you can tell them to approach. Any of you can approach any of the volunteers. These are 3 volunteers from the society, and we would organize blood transfusion camps. Especially in the summer months, we have shortage of blood, and these children don't get blood. So we really need voluntary blood donation from people. So we could have camps in colleges, in offices, in societies, wherever. Secondly, people could volunteer and join us in organizing drives, organizing talks, because we do free testing. Wherever they want the test, we do it free of cost. I would also like, so that is, like I said, care, cure, curb.
Correct.
Care is where we help. Now, again, MMF is helping us with medicines.
Right.
The chelation.
Correct.
So we are helping about 60 children with medicines and filters that they use during transfusion. We would like people to come forward in whatever little way, because I believe every drop makes an ocean.
Absolutely.
Right? So in whatever little way people want to help, if they can, get together and donate in a small way, we would be able to help more children.
Correct.
Today, India has progressed in all directions. We see India on the world global map. But unfortunately, we are the thalassemia capital of the world. We have 3 to 4 children born every month. So let us fight this. So we want to help give a better quality of life to every major child who is born. We have 10,000 children born every year in our country. So who's born, let us give them a good quality of life. So if they could give a little donation, we will help these children with chelation.
Correct.
The needy children, so that's care. Cure is bone marrow transplant, where Bajaj is helping us in a big way. 10 lakhs, 11 lakhs per child. They are helping us. We did 10 children last year. We have been promised 15 children this year and 15 next year. So we are hoping that we'll be able to help cure so many major children. And curb is more important, prevention. So prevention and awareness of thalassemia is what. So everyone who's hearing this talk, if they go and talk to their family and they go and talk to 10 other people, it would help.
Tested.
Just getting the blood tested. And we also offer what is called cascade screening.
Right.
So if one person turns out to be a carrier, they should tell the whole family to test.
Right.
Because that's cascade screening, and we do it for 500 rupees.
Only.
What test costs in a private lab 1,000 to 1,200? We are doing it for 500. We do a CBC plus HP electrophoresis.
Wow.
So we are offering that at a very discounted price, and that also with the help of donations and sponsorship.
There are a lot of well-wishers, I must say.
There are, and we would like to have more, because I hope that we fulfill our dream of Thalassemia Mukta Bharat. Let's start with Pune.
Absolutely. Then
Go to Maharashtra.
Then India.
And then Bharat. Bharat ke liye to all the thalassemia societies are working in every city.
Yeah.
So if we can start with our city, that will help in a big way.
So let's first talk about what is the lifestyle that you think everyone should live about in the daily routine, in the weekly or overall life.
I feel that true success is not just about personal goals.
Okay.
It's about how you impact the life of others. It should be meaningful and have a positive impact on the life of others. If you can do that, that for me is very meaningful.
And what about step by steps? It said that small baby steps leads to a bigger change. So what is the daily thing that people should do right now to have a great life ahead that you have had in your span of time till date?
Be positive.
Okay.
Take life as it comes.
All right.
Go with the flow. I'm also very spiritual, so I believe in the power of God.
So what do you do for that?
I pray.
Okay.
So every morning I pray, and every night I pray before I go to sleep. So bedtime and morning, both the times I pray. And I do believe that that helps. So yes, you must be spiritual and follow the faith that you believe in. It doesn't matter, because ultimately all faiths are one.
Absolutely.
So you must believe in a faith, because that is your guiding force. Ultimately, you want to be a good human being. So stick to your principles. Have principles in life and stick to your principles.
So what is your one principle that you have stuck till now? It can be many, you can say, but what is the first principle that you have stuck till now?
Be ethical, be humane.
Wow.
If you are humane and understand human angle, you've got it all. You have to treat each individual with respect. Be it your Maushi or Mama or be it your CEO. Everyone needs respect. And that is what will win you. And I feel that if you have got the love and respect of people, you've got it all. Money will come and go. What you need in life is money, respect, and ethics and principles.
Super. And what is the legacy that you would want to leave behind?
I always say that the things you do for yourself are gone when you're gone.
Right.
But the things you do for others is your legacy.
Super.
So I've always believed in helping people in whichever capacity, be it a personal, even in my professional career, I would have gone out of my way to help people in their personal lives. Because that's what matters. Profession, yes, we all work for a common cause. We work for the institution, we work for us, work for patients. You people may work, each one has their own profession. But when you go beyond that to help people, in their personal capacity, especially when they need it. And many people don't even say that they want help. But you have to reach out and sense that somebody needs
Somebody
help.
needs. And there
if
is
you
always
can, there's ample people around you who need help. If you can reach out to that and touch that chord, you would have gained in success in life. And that for me is very important. I feel that we are human beings. If we can't reach out to other human beings and help to them, offer help to them, then our life is worthless. So I think that is very important. Very important for each one to reach out to the others in whatever little capacity. Maybe your friend, maybe your colleague, maybe your brother or sister, maybe anybody.
It can be
Or maybe a person on the road, for all you care.
It can be through anything, right? Let that be emotional, financial.
The power of giving.
Absolutely.
The power of giving is what gives you, I feel, maximum satisfaction and gratification. I'll give you a small example. I carry Parle-G biscuit packets in my car.
Okay.
So every signal when you have these beggars, I never give money because I don't believe in giving money, but I give them glucose biscuits.
Okay.
And they love it. Because one will come and they'll call 5 others, and I don't mind because they're going to have it, right? It makes them happy that they had biscuits. My granddaughter saw this, and I started telling her that when pick her up from school from the age of 4 or 5, and I said, why don't you give it? And she had started giving it. In fact, if we didn't see a beggar that day on the signal, she would be sad. Oh, there's nobody today to give the biscuits. My whole idea was only to teach them from childhood the attitude to give.
Empathy.
Yeah, and giving.
Absolutely.
Learn to give. Everything mera nahi chalta hai duniya mein. Learn to give. Now my 4-year-old also has learned to give. And if we don't have biscuits on a particular day, I would say nahi hai, they would not listen. But if she did like this, a 5 or a 4-year-old said,
please.
They would smile and go away. And that would give us so much pleasure that they smiled at me and they went. So I think these are small gestures in life which we need to inculcate. Look at people around us and reach out to them.
Oh, that is wonderful.
If that's done, then I think if everybody does that,
even a small
thing will become big. A drop in the end, each drop makes the ocean.
Absolutely.
So everybody has a positive attitude and sympathy and empathy. I think the world will be a much better place to live in.
No, that has given me a good idea for having Parle-Gs in my car. Any book that you would recommend to everyone to read for sure?
Oh my God, I'm not a very avid reader.
How about any person that you would follow or you would see?
I do see motivational speakers. I see a lot of motivational speakers, and I can't remember any book offhand, but I do on the YouTube see a lot of motivational speakers, pick up the cues and use that in my daily life. So to be motivational is very important. How you motivate somebody is down and you motivate them, that's your achievement. You may not gain anything directly.
Correct.
But if you have helped somebody, motivate somebody, bring them out of the depths, I think you should feel very happy that you did something good. And doing a good deed a day is very important to help you grow as an individual. So I think doing a good deed every day should be the motto of all youngsters.
Super.
Then do a good deed, any small good deed. Ask yourself at the end of the day, what good deed did I do today? And if you haven't, do 2 good deeds tomorrow. But doing that will make you very happy.
And a positive.
Forget the world, you will feel happy, and that's what matters. If you are happy, everybody around you will be happy. So very important that you are happy within. Be happy, be grateful, have a lot of gratitude, and it'll come out in your behavior with others.
Now that you've seen everything, right, what is your next vision that you see that I want to achieve this now because now this is my goal? Or, what would you tell the viewers on what goal that they should support to you? Right?
My vision is Thalassemia Mukta Bharat, Thalassemia Mukta Pune. That is my goal. I'm working now for that. See, professionally, I have been at the peak of my career. I retired at the peak of my career when people thought nobody retires. I said, Sachin Tendulkar did it, Gavaskar did it, I'm going to do it. So I retired at the peak of my career, but I'm very happy to say that the management has called me back and I'm working as a consultant in the medical administration, as an advisor to help them. So that is my experience. I think people should, what do I say?
And people never retire, honestly.
People don't retire and don't want to retire, but I retired because A, I wanted to look after my grandchildren, and B, I wanted to travel the world, which I'm doing with a vengeance. So
you have multiple groups and multiple things to do.
yes, I'm a people's person, right? So I'm with people, and my friends always feel that if they ask me for help, I'm there to help them. It may be their domestic servant's son, or it may be them, or it may be their relative. It may be anybody. And many a times my daughters tell me that, why do you have to go out of your way to help so-and-so? But I said, that's my nature. That's the way I am. So if anybody reaches out to me, you may not contact me for years, but suddenly out of the blue, you will call me. And I feel that if somebody has reached out to me to ask for help, means I'm like a candle in darkness.
Absolutely.
I look at it like I'm the candle in darkness. I must help. And I don't hold it against them that you didn't contact me for all these years, but look at them now, they're asking me for help. No. I feel happy that at least they remembered me in their trying times or difficult times, that maybe she can help us. So it's my duty to help them. So I look at it very positively. So again, it's being positive in life. No holding grudges against anybody. Just look at it as an opportunity to help anybody and everybody.
Any word of advice that you would like to give your 25-year-old, you as a 25-year-old?
Means?
As in, if you were 25-year-old.
Acha.
So what word of advice that you would give to yourself right now?
If I were 25, look ahead.
That's it.
Put yourself and look ahead. Yeah, I would say look ahead. Do the best you can in life. Do whatever you can, but you have to give your 100% to whatever you do. Whatever you do, give it 100%. Be it your career, be it your personal life, be it your family life, be it whatever, but give it 100%. It should be honest, 100% work that you give, or mindset that you give to that. And then you'll be happy. Ultimately, everybody does everything for their own happiness, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we are here to, everybody wants money, everybody wants fame, everybody wants success, everybody wants that. And everybody wants happiness, everybody wants good health. But it stems from happiness. If you are happy, you'll be healthy, everything will be good in life and everything will be positive. And you will exude happiness.
Absolutely.
If you are happy, you will exude happiness. So people around you will be happy.
Correct.
If you are unhappy, you will brood and you will make everybody unhappy around you. So I think the lesson in life is make yourself happy. Find out what makes you happy and do it. Yes.
So it may be from a badminton, it may be from a walk,
yes.
it may be from helping.
A simple walk.
Or just a parle chi.
Or a parle chi.
Well, it was great talking to you.
Lovely.
And any last piece of advice to anyone?
I'm very happy. Thank you so much for this wonderful conversation.
Thank you so much.
I really enjoyed talking to you.
Same here.
And I hope our viewers also enjoy the same.
Definitely. We'll hope for the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.